We're back on the early edge, and we turn to week 16, specifically, at least to start things off, Thursday night football, a huge game in the NFC West, not just for the Rams and the Seahawks, but also the San Francisco 49ers. Danny Brasco, I'm going to start with you. What's the take here early regarding Thursday night football? We got a 1-point spread, 1.5 in some places, 44.5 point total. Danny, where are you headed?
Massive game in prime time. See you for the NFC West. So you know what I'm doing. Give me the under 44.5 here. You look at the last time these teams played, it finished in a 21-19 contest that was very exciting, in which the Rams had 4 interceptions and the game ended on a Seahawks missed field goal. And that was indoors in LA. Now we go outdoors to Seattle. I think it's going to be a raucous environment in Lumen Field. And I think defenses are the story here. We see the Seahawks and Sam Darnold showing some regression on that side. Their rush attack really struggling too. JSN even, regressing a little bit after his unreal campaign this year. So I do think that this one is a defensive battle for the top spot in the NFC West. And I think it goes under the key number of 44.
I was pretty stunned to see the Colts almost winning that game with Phillip Rivers. Just amazing stuff. Larry, I'm on the Rams money line at like minus 115. Obviously, you could lay the 1 point here as well. You like laying the point.
Yeah, even without Devontae Adams, who it appears will not be able to suit up on Thursday with the hamstring injury, I got to trust this Rams offense. They had 7.5 yards per play against the Lions yesterday, and that was their worst in a few weeks. They've actually been averaging over that. They're just so balanced, so many weapons. When you talk, start off with Puka Nacua, but both of those running backs, look how explosive Blake Corum was, the tight ends catching touchdowns, and Matthew Stafford in an absolute zone. So I agree with Danny. I don't think it's going to be like a 35-31 type of a shootout. But right now, with the way the offenses look, I got to trust the Rams.
I totally agree. I'm on the Rams. Mike, talk to me about a first quarter play that you like.
Yeah, I like the under in the game, and it starts in the first quarter. Going to go under 7.5. I expect a slower start. It's the stakes of the game could not be any higher, and that's typically where you see Sean McVay get a little conservative at times. Particularly not going to have Devontae Adams out there facing one of the best, if not the best, run defenses in the NFL. Short week. Just expect a slower start on both sides. Under 7.5 in the opening quarter.
All right, let's talk about a week 16 side that we're looking at that we already want to bet. Larry, I'm going to start with you.
Lay 2 touchdowns with the Houston Texans against whatever the Raiders are right now, because that was not an NFL performance. When you average 1.8 yards per play, that's not a misprint. They had 75 total yards. They didn't even show up. Now, Geno Smith may be back for this game, but there's a lot of confusion as to what his injuries are. They've listed him with 3 different injuries. We'll see if he travels to Houston. Either way, it's a brutal spot because the Texans' defense is elite, especially at home, and they put up 40 points yesterday. Their offense is coming along, so I see another blowout for Houston.
Yeah, I really liked last week. The Raiders team total under 13.5 at around minus 130 against the Eagles. I think we're looking at a pretty bad performance from them again. Danny Brasco, what do you like for week 16?
I see one minus 2.5 left on the board for the Buccaneers going to Carolina to play a huge game for the NFC South. I'm going to grab it there. You're going to see it go to -3 on most other books, but the Bucs got to have this one. Unbelievable collapse against the Falcons. We saw the Saints play spoiler against the Panthers and the Bucs in recent weeks where they're really making this division tight now, but ultimately you give me one team to win by a field goal. I'm taking Baker Mayfield over Bryce Young right now. I know the Bucs have been really shaky, but I still don't think this Panthers team is ready to be serious to win a division, and I think they're going to make some key mistakes that lead to a Bucs win.
All right, Mike McClure, talk to me about the Eagles laying 5.5.
Yeah, look, I think the number should at least be 6. I've got the number set at a touchdown. I like this spot for Philly. They bounced back in a big way against a very bad Raiders team, but they really kind of got on the right page a little bit in that game. And I think winning in that fashion at home was exactly what this team needed. I think Saquon will have a nice day here. And ultimately, I don't think that the Commanders are going to do enough offensively here. I think Philly's still just a touch underrated on the defensive side of the ball. This one, they win by a touchdown.
All right, I'm going to go with the Chargers money line. This is kind of circling around plus 110 at this point, plus 115. Chargers have some issues. Certainly the Cowboys have some issues as well, and now they've been pretty much knocked out of the playoffs. I like how the Chargers have been trending. I thought they put up a really good fight against that Kansas City defense yesterday. I'll take them on the money line. They're on the road, but that's going to feel like a corporate event more than anything, especially with the Cowboys being out of it. It's going to be, Chargers are going to feel like they're at home because that's how their home games feel as well. So I'm not really worried about them traveling on the road here. Give me the Chargers money line in that one. All right, that's all the time we have for the Week 16 look ahead. As we got to look ahead to the NBA tonight, but I do want to tell everybody you got to join the SportsLine Discord, and also make sure you're subscribed to the Early Edge on the SportsLine YouTube channel. Again, you can scan that QR code, but make sure that you go to YouTube and you search SportsLine. Make sure you subscribe, because we got a show Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock every single day, Monday through Friday, which sets you up for the slate. Today we did that show at 10 o'clock talking about a lot of these bets, but a lot of other bets